Hey everybody, this is Captain Hill from Flickr here, and I am posting today my review of my latest model, which is an M4A3 Sherman. It's a project that took a lot longer than I thought it would. I started, I think, in the beginning of summer, and finally just finished it up a couple of weeks ago, but I think it was worth the wait. I really like how it turned out. So, without further ado, I'll get into the review. Before I start here, I'm just going to take everything off because I know this will fall off when I pick it up. So hold on a second. Okay, so I got everything off there. This is going to be for a project I'm working on for Brick Fair, Virginia, hopefully next year, Battle of Iwo Jima, and you can see that's why it has things like the camouflage pattern here, and these wood panelings on the side, which were used to deter Japanese soldiers from planting magnetic mines on the tanks. So those are some of the upgrades they did, as well as the stuff I took off, like the sandbags. And then you saw the water drum on the back here. That was pretty common in the Pacific as well. So that was just some stuff I added to spice up the model a little bit and kind of get it set for the Iwo Jima time period. So this tank was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I thought Shermans were, I knew they wouldn't be easy, but I didn't realize how hard it was actually to do things like the back slope here and the wheels down here and the running gear. So it did take a while to figure that out, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out. How I did this back slope, I know a lot of people were not really a fan, or not a lot, but at least a few of you. But it was really the only solution I could find for the height that I wanted. Well, I'll just pick that stuff up later. This is how I did the back slope here. I took bricks here, and then I sanded them down to an even edge. You can see here, and they actually are just held in place by friction pretty much. But that's how I get such a narrow slope there. And I think when you put the top back on, it looks really clean. I'm okay with modifying parts as long as it doesn't look like they are. So I'm not going to have jagged plastic edges or the white plastic stress. I wouldn't have anything like that. But as long as it's clean like this, I'm fine with how that looks. But it does take a while to sand these down, so be forewarned if you want to try something like that. It's not super easy. So here's the turret then. This is one of my favorite parts of the vehicle. Just the overall look, I think, turned out really well, and the details I was able to get in there, like the the commander viewport up here, floodlight, MG mount antenna, things like that, all I think really add to it. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is the gun mantle up here. I had a 2x2 dish piece there before when I posted it on Flickr, but I wasn't really a big fan of how that looked, so I changed it to this, just because it's more accurate, and I don't know if it looks any better, but it is more accurate, so that's the main reason I changed it. But other than that, I like how this turret turned out. I'll show you, this is one of my favorite parts, at least it was one of the easier parts when I was working on it, was the profiler of the chassis. I really am a fan of how this chassis turned out. I had to modify a few parts, but I think it's really different than the normal Sherman. One last thing before I wrap up this review. The tracks, that's something that a few of you asked about, and this was kind of something new that I tried. It's a custom track from Custom Bricks. I looked at going with Brickmania tracks. I had the Lego track links, but in the end I decided to go with this just mainly from an aesthetic standpoint. I know some of you really like the Brickmania. I don't doubt that they're good quality and that they look fine, but just to me personally, I'm not really a fan of just how they look, and they're also a lot taller than Lego tracks, and that kind of adds some height. These are a little bit taller, but not that much than Lego tracks, so I was okay with that. All in all, I'm happy with them. They came from Germany, and shipping to the US was actually really quick. It was only about a week, so that was a nice surprise. One thing that I'm not really too enthralled about is their posability. Lego tracks are pretty flexible, you can hold them and they flop around. These are pretty rigid. You have to pose them yourself, which in some cases is pretty nice, but in others, like when you want to get this slant here, this is all posed. This isn't because of friction, so it can be annoying at times. They also don't hold together quite as well as Lego tracks. Sometimes they come unhinged, which is a little bit annoying. So out of 5 stars, I'd maybe give them a 3.5 to 4. But all in all, I'm happy with them, and I'd probably get some again. The only downside is they're from Germany, so shipping does cost a little bit more, especially if you want to get a lot of them. So, with that concludes this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed seeing the vehicle in a little bit more detail. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos. I'm hoping to post somewhat soon some basic tank building techniques. I used them on this, and I use them on pretty much any vehicle I build now, at least that has treads, that is. So that should be coming in the future. I'll be posting more videos related to my brick fair projects. I've got 3 or 4 that I have planned out generally. The only one that's definite is the one with this, but I've got some others that'll probably happen as well, so those should be pretty exciting. Until next time, I will see you guys later. This is Captain Hill, out.